Donald Logue. From the first time I saw him as
Oh,
Harvey
he's great.
Bullock, and I've been a fan of his since he did Grounded for Life, a decade ago. That's when I first, and I want him on the show because he's fantastic. Just to Robin Lord Taylor, you guys have created a universe that stands on its own, and it really should never be compared to anything in the comic books because it is a Batman universe all on its own, and it's phenomenal in everything that you do. And I can't wait. We got the season finale next week, and can't wait to see what happens there because everything's leading up to this. So
yes, it is, and I'd be dying to know what you guys think of it, having been so satisfied by what happens up into it. It's a hard thing to work these characters into an entire season and then end the season with some kind of climax, and then lead you into tease you into a third season, which we know is going to happen, but we don't know what's going to happen in it. And so it's a tall order, really. I mean, all TV shows have a tall order when they put their season finale up there, but I think Gotham in particular has a particularly tall order because of all of this stuff that you're talking about, all of what every fan brings to the table as far as their own preconception of it, and the tall order of all these different characters. I mean, to me, it's one of the shows on television that has the most characters in it. There's just so many characters that are revolving and constantly coming in and out of the story. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think of it in a week, or actually less than a week now. It's Wednesday, right? So it'll be next Monday.
Well, I follow you on Twitter, so I'll make sure to let you know how things go. Now on Twitter, I don't know if I'm talking to you or if I'm talking to Hugo Strange half the time, because it seems like he kind of takes over sometimes on the Twitter feed. I do want to ask, because
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. I mean, he takes over
I have
sometimes.
to ask,
He's part of the dialogue with the other fans who are kind of wanting you to be him or assuming that you're him. It's such a strange kind of have one foot in and one foot out kind of thing. But it's a lot of fun, and Twitter is the opportunity of Twitter to interact with the fans and stuff like that is great, and I like it more than most people do. So I'm there a lot, really interacting and engaging with them and getting into fights with them and stuff too.
Now, I have to say two things. One, my wife wants to know, will we be seeing you back on SVU anytime soon? Because we loved you on every episode of SVU. We binge watched every season and just loved your portrayal on SVU.
Thanks. I don't know.
We never missed it.
Thanks. I'm always there in a heartbeat whenever they ask me to, and they ask me to really infrequently now, like maybe once a year. And starting to be once a year at the most, they just kind of say, okay, I think it's time to just kind of bring that guy back in and have him weigh in on whatever it is. And so it's really a casual kind of situation, and it all depends on, and I think it also depends on whether or not people are really into it enough to tweet Warren Light, the showrunner of the show, and say, oh, we think it's time for a fix of that character. But oops, are you there? Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's bound to happen eventually. It's not, the door's definitely not closed. I left the show, walked away. They never. They said that I moved away to Oklahoma City, but they didn't really say much more than that. So it seems like the door's still open for lots of interaction.
Well, Spin here is going to start those tweets as soon as we're done here.
I'm going to start those tweets. And also, I want you to know, my daughter went crazy when I told her I was going to talk to Shang from Mulan, because that's one of her all-time favorite movies. She has watched Mulan. I think she's gone through like 3 or 4 DVDs of it. So she was very excited that I was going to talk to Shang.
That's nice.
Tonight.
And I stand behind that product. I think I'm very proud of being in that movie. I really like that movie. I think a lot of generations of kids that watch that movie, it's a very good thing for them to grow up with. So that's great. I think that's great.
And will we be seeing you in Jurassic World 2?
I don't actually know. I know that we know at this point there is a Jurassic World 2. We know there is a director set and that Chris and Bryce are set, but they haven't said anything to me. I don't think the script is actually written. I think that Colin the director and writer of the last film, the first Jurassic World, tried to kind of open the door for the character to come back and for some hijinks to occur. But as you know, they can take that and run with it or not, and are all up in the air at this point. If you asked me to guess, I would say I would guess they would have him come back. In what capacity, I'm not sure. But there was something actually
as long as it's not every 3 films.
I think they have to. I think every 3 films.
Yeah, I think they do. I think they kind of do, and I look forward to seeing how they do that. I mean, there was something very satisfying about the way they brought him back from Jurassic Park to Jurassic World.
Yeah.
And I liked what they did, and I think it kind of opened the door for even more of that character, the way he is portrayed in the book, which is with a great deal of heft. And so maybe that we'll see. We'll just have to see.
Yeah, I would think they would have. Yeah, I mean, your character is kind of core to that, to everything that happens. So I mean, you kind of have to be there.
The living person left from the whole Hammond legacy, who's dead now, and the one thing that's actually threaded through that actually makes sense. If you started bringing like Laura Dern and these other characters back, it wouldn't make a lot of sense that they were actually there. You'd have to kind of like do a lot of like fancy footwork to justify some of the original cast members of the movie's past to stick in there. But this character makes total sense to be there, and so I think that they do want to take advantage of that. But I certainly don't know that they are at this point.
Sir, we want to thank you for being on with us tonight. Thank you for your time.
I enjoyed it very much. You're welcome. Anytime. Whenever you want another fix, you can call me up. And now the method in which I'm interfacing with you on the computer is all set up, so I don't have to go through the whole thing again. So I'm happy about that.
Yes. Well, we would definitely love to have you back on, maybe before Gotham season 3. Once we find out what happens with Hugo Strange, we'd love to have you back on. You can follow Mr. Wong at BD_Wong on the Twitter. And Gotham season finale next Monday night. Sir, it has been an honor. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, nerds. See you later.
See you later. Good night. We want to thank Mr. Wong for joining us tonight. That was a phenomenal interview. We thank you for your points of view on the character of Hugo Strange, and like we said, a character who's been around since before the Joker, and this character is very, very awesome.
Yeah, and we'd like to explain that Panda's audio, she couldn't hear us, and so if you don't hear her very much in the episode, that's Panda is here with us, but her audio went bad at some point, but she was here the entire time, just so everyone knows.
Yeah.
That's Panda soaked it all in.
Next time
is what she did.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't like the old show with some technical difficulties on the old show.
Oh yeah, well the unprofessional episode. I'm telling you guys, if you can find the unprofessional episode of Panel to Panel, look that up and see if you can find the unprofessional episode with Nathan Edmondson as the guest.
We challenge you to find it.
Yeah, I buried that deep.
You will cackle with enjoyment. I promise.
I buried that in the tomb of Fu Hao.
There's somebody out there put it on their iPod.
Somebody. But no, thank you to Mr. Wong for joining us tonight. Really fantastic interview. Thank you for giving us this character of Dr. Strange and just sitting down and chatting with us. Really, that's what we love to do on the show, is just to sit down and chat.
Yeah, and what a killer guest to get right before the season finale of Gotham.
Yeah, if you guys get
the guy, the focus of the entire story arc this season.
If you're not caught up on the season finale of Gotham, go to Hulu and get sped up on that, because it is fantastic. And I just loved his answers, and I really enjoy everything that he's done. I mean, everything back to Father the Bride.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
like I said the other day, the guy is a Tony Award winner, so our show is instantly like classed up. We like redlined with class for like for half an hour.
Yes. So, yeah, phenomenal episode. So, not taking too much time up from your listening ears, but we do want to tell you what's coming up on the Nerd Rage Renegades program.
Yep. Next week we got another good show for you guys. Another comic-related show for you guys.
That's right. Next week we have Nathan Edmondson on with us. He's currently writing Red Wolf over there at Marvel, which I highly recommend you guys go check out. And then he's also written in the past Punisher, Black Widow. He's done indie books. I mean, the guy is a fantastic writer.
Novels, I believe. He's got some novels out there.
And all three of us will be back together again next week for that episode with him. And
it
so
will be
more
the most
comic-
professional episode in history.
It'll be the most professional one in history.
We're bringing in a crew for this one. But
Yeah.
no, hey, I highly also recommend anybody who hasn't read his Black Widow and Punisher, go back and read those two series together because they cross over at one point. But those are great.
Yeah, most definitely. And some other things we got coming later on down the pipe. We have now, Chief has registered NerdRageRenegades.com.
Yeah, we officially own NerdRageRenegades.com. There's nothing on it now.
That's right.
It's not built yet.
There's not a darn
We
thing
own it.
there.
Nobody can take it
So,
and try to sell it to us for a lot of money or anything.
Exactly. So we're going to be figuring out how to build a website.
Yeah, I bought a website builder too, so that should help.
Oh, yay! So we'll be able to put like the show up there. We'll have we can put Space Chief Rants up there, where Chief rants about mountain monsters and American Grit and
all the stuff you don't watch. I watch all the stuff you don't watch for you, and I tell you what it's like.
Yes. We'll probably put some Panda stuff up there. If
now
Panda
that they
allows
have
us.
stuff to put up places. Now that there's stuff to use.
Yes, now that there's stuff to use.
Well, we don't want to ruin Panda's comic time or her other thing, but she could do exclusive videos if she wants to put on the site.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever she wants to do, it's fine. And then I can finally, once I get my darn converter, I can do these video game reviews I've been touting for like 2 years.
Do as little or as much as you want, because that's what I do. Sometimes I go 3 months without even doing a video. Then I just put one up out of nowhere.
Yes, indeed. So, that's going to be coming soon. We're talking plans about cons and things of that nature. We'll let you all know whenever those are finalized and we know what the heck we're doing. We're lazy.
Yeah, we are. Tremendously. That's why our show is our show is free, and we just kind of show up and do it whenever we feel like it.
Exactly. But we're going to cut this episode here. So we want to once again thank Mr. BD Wong. I want to give a special shout out to Rachel McAndrew and Joanna Wolf with Viking Entertainment and Fox, who helped to set this interview up. They have been phenomenal. Joanna worked with us with Nick the Reaper Irving a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We thank you guys. We appreciate it a lot. I mean, these are unbelievable guests that they've given us the last couple weeks.
Yes. Thank you so much for all your assistance in that, and we hope to be working with you again in the future. Now, you can follow Mr. Wong at BD_Wong on the Twitter. You can follow Panda at Rainbow_Panda. Panda, give us comic times.
Rainbow_Sarah.
Rainbow_Sarah.
I should have made
Panda,
it
give us
Rainbow
Comic
_
Times
Panda.
link.
I wonder if that's an option.
Is there a Comic Time link? It's on Comic Time. Isn't it just Rainbow Red Panda on YouTube?
I think it's just, youtube.com/Rainbow Red Panda, I think.
That's your
been a long
channel
time
name, so
since
that's
I
what it
had to
should
know
be.
that. Yeah, I think so.
And then
I've learned
yeah.
that now YouTube has changed it to where in order to have a special URL, you have to have at least 100 subscribers.
I have 101.
Yay.
Hooray! My channel sucks. You know what's crazy though? I get like 1,000 views sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who all these people. I get random people. They don't.